Wipeout course, a hallowed tradition, one of the most revered fields of combat in the history of sports, where worthy warriors from far and wide come to test their mettle.
I'm hot toddy, baby, and I'm dead sexy. Oh, yeah.
And apparently some just come to get on television.
20 Canadian men and women from Mount Nelson to Port Nelson will go head-to-head on the most spectacular obstacle course ever assembled.
Those crazy enough to accept the challenge must be prepared for the spills.
The thrills!
And the fantastic fumbles.
The four contestants left standing will face off in the Wipeout zone.
But only one will emerge victorious. Who will win?
Who will lose?
And who will? I can't wait to say this.
Wipeout!
Yay!
It's fun.
It's all I think about all week. Greetings and welcome to Wipeout Canada. I'm Johnathan Torrens, along with my introduction stealer co-host, Ennis.
Hello! The weather is good, the course is insane. We should have some smash-tastic wipeouts here today.
With any luck.
Maybe even some shablam-amazing ones.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Booyah!
Today, our brave and crazy, or bravely crazy contestants will be throwing themselves at the Wipeout course in pursuit of $50,000. First up, as always, is the dreaded qualifier, and here's what's on tap today.
Contestants will skip over the dirty balls, dodge fists on the sucker punch, spring across the world's famous big balls, and attempt the impossible by landing on the wall swing.
Only those with the top 12 times will advance to the next round and make it one step closer to the fabled Wipeout zone and that colossal grand prize.
Can I uncross my fingers now?
Yeah, a figure of speech.
Okay.
The third member of our team is Jessica Phillips. She's down on the course with our first contestant, a man whose goal in life is to spread positivity. Meet Vancouver's own Spandy Andy.
How are you doing?
Keeping it tight and bright.
What does Spandy Andy do for a living?
I'm a superhero.
And now, do you have any superpowers?
I have the power of positivity. I like to show kids to try your best just by wiggling my body like this and like that.
And what would you do with 50 grand?
I'd be buying a lot of spandex.
More spandex? Well, now I know who I'm not cheering for.
I gotta be honest, I think I'm falling under Spandy Andy's positivity spell.
Yeah, at first I thought he was just a socially awkward nerd in an embarrassing spandex outfit on a sugar high, but now I still do.
Oh, come on, JT. He's on a mission to spread happiness to all of mankind.
You can't spread happiness and wear spandex at the same time. They cancel each other out. And he's down. Too bad.
But he won't let anything keep him down, and that is the message. At the sucker punch. Oh, man, look at that focus, kids. Now there's a motivational poster for you.
Or it's because he's used to dodging punches. Oh, now that's what I call getting posterized.
Well, you know what they say, when the going get tough, the tough get going.
Right, but let's see how Andy does. We sure did, Jessica, but let's see it again. The nerd in spandex gets the ultimate put down. Now that put a smile on my face.
See, you're coming around.
Yeah, whatever.
Spandex for life!
I think 2 minutes is plenty. The show-off showing off a little too much now.
Can he overcome the odds against the wall swing?
No! No Landy for Spandy Andy.
So Spandy Andy naturally gets things moving in a positive direction with a time of 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
Let's move on now to archaeologist Holly Cote from Winnipeg. You know, Ennis, she's here on a quest for adventure.
When I was younger, I always wanted to be an archaeologist.
The quest has begun. Look out for that big red ball. Oh, phew.
Manitoba Jones and the qualifier of doom meets her first test in the dirty ball.
10 seconds in and the archaeologist is already on her first dig. Will Manitoba Jones find a secret passageway through the wall?
No! May have discovered a few broken bones, though.
Next to test the big balls is proud mom, Vicki Garford of Jasper, Alberta.
Biceps of doom.
You're a mom?
Actually, I did this in preparation of motherhood. I figured by the time my kids are teenagers, I can keep them in line.
And in case the kids needed any fodder, Mom decided to wear purple tube stocks and flex the biceps of doom on national television.
I can feel our kids' embarrassment all the way from Jasper. Vicky at the big balls now.
Oh, the blonde is down.
She gets tossed into the pool like a teenager at an out-of-control party while the mom with huge biceps is away on a game show. Next up is Darcy Trombley of Buena Vista, Saskatchewan, who claims to be a unicorn.
It's been my dream ever since I was a little girl to ride a unicorn.
Well, why don't you hop on board? I'll take you somewhere over the rainbow.
Okay, pretty pony.
This is why I'll never understand women. Right here.
Oh, the sucker punch wall punched her right in the imaginary horn. That's no way to treat a mythical beast.
Now for another wild beast who can't be tamed. This is big, bad biker Victor Boss from Nanaimo, BC.
Wonder if he hangs out in Nanaimo bars.
Fear the beard! Beard rule!
We do, Victor. We fear the beard.
Careful, Jess. He's a biker.
And what would you do with 50 grand?
Buy a bike.
Yeah? So what kind of motorcycle would you buy?
I'd tell you, but you wouldn't know.
See, if I won 50 grand, I'd want like a 38-degree rake, maybe a 5-degree rake in the trees, inverted front end, a 300-wheeler with a right-side drive, 145 cubic inch, maybe add some NOS into the mix.
Would you marry me?
Jess is great at finding people's softer sides.
Now to the sucker punch wall. Yikes! That'll get your motor running.
Maybe we should have added broken beer bottles and pool cues to make him feel more at home.
This is Dan Vino, a dishwasher from Whitehorse, Yukon, making his TV debut in a fat suit and fake beard for no reason whatsoever.
And if you won 50 grand, what would you do?
I'd become a dancer and get into dishwashing.
Yeah!
Something tells me this guy shouldn't quit his day job. Well, actually, he should quit his day job. Just don't take up dancing.
Okay, tell him to take off that ridiculous fat suit and we can get started.
He did take it off.
Looking good.
Oh, and dishwasher Dan gets dirty.
Not exactly clear on how to cut through the grease and grime, apparently. Hey, remind me not to eat off any plates that he washes.
I think I get the term dish pig now.
Now at the wall swing, will he stick to the wall like a baked piece of cheese?
No, he gets scraped off and left to soak. And dishwasher Yukon do it Dan can't quite do it after all.
Give me W, give me an I, give me a P, give me an E. Wipeout Canada.
She forgot the O-U-T-C-A-N-A-D-A.
I'm sure she knows what she's doing. She is a cheerleader. This is Sheena Hunt from Toronto.
Give me a B, give me an O. Give me a D, give me an A. Give me an LLS.
Now she forgot the G.
Okay, maybe she doesn't know what she's doing.
If only you could trade team spirit for balance or forward momentum.
Spell it any way you want, but the big ball's W-O-N.
Now spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of Wipeout, the thrill of barely surviving, the agony of utter defeat. This is WC's Wide World of Wipeout. Welcome to Wide World of Wipeout. I'm Johnathan Torrens.
And I'm Ennis Esmer. Up next, the inspiring true story of North Bay, Ontario's Brian Guy. Human being, football fanatic, master in the art of the interview.
Wow! Of course you heard about me! Dance time, baby! Blue, 42, set, all right!
And the random counting with the colors.
But rookie to the Wipeout Canada qualifier. Let's watch.
Brian on the sucker punch wall now. Oh, mercy me. Paid his dues right in the don'ts. Johnathan?
A true test of the body and mind. Showed good sportsmanship, tapping the white glove, and bad sportsmanship, head-butting it.
It's the entire range of human emotion.
It was thrilling stuff, Double E.
I certainly hear what you're saying, JT.
Because I said it out loud into an old-fashioned microphone headset.
Of course, ain't got nothing on me. Nothing, baby, nothing.
Now on to one last obstacle. Will the rookie make our wall of fame or just run face first into it?
His confidence high, against all odds, will he land the impossible?
Nope, same old, same old.
Still, a performance we'll all remember for at least the next few minutes. Ennis?
A story as old as time, Johnathan.
Well put. Ennis?
After the break, our challengers are set to prove they will do anything to gain the upper hand. Will this guy's chocolate fetish give him the edge? Will a grown man wearing short shorts be the recipe for success?
And why, Ennis, is this girl willing to put a rocket in her bottom? Find out here on Wipeout Canada. Looks like a freak show coming up.
You got that right, Daddy-O. Welcome Welcome back to Wipeout Canada, where we are midway through determining which 12 contestants will be forced to move on and continue to get the tar beat out of them on our gigantic, ruthless obstacle course.
But it's not all bad news.
I thought that was the good news.
Because the 12 who do move on will make it one step closer to the $50,000 grand prize.
Oh, that's the good news for the contestants. I was talking about the good news for the rest of us who get to watch them yards sail all over the place.
Well, let's call it a win-win then and keep it going with the second half of the qualifier and our next contestant. From Macadam, New Brunswick, chocolatier Todd Hot Toddy Garnett.
Oh, sweet.
This is chocolate, and I brought it just for you, all the way from New Brunswick.
Now, it might be a little bit warm.
Oh, this isn't sweet at all.
Hey, Jess, why don't you make him take his shirt off?
They're saying, will you take your shirt off so I can pour chocolate all over you, or no?
Without my shirt on?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Really? Yay! Hot Daddy! Woo!
Jess is making chocolate.
She's making me never want to eat it again. Let's begin, shall we? Oh, Todd now off toward our own vat of the brown stuff on the dirty balls.
Oh, you guys told me this would be chocolate.
Oops, I guess we lied.
Now to the sucker punch. You know, the sucker punch is like a box of chocolates. No, you know you're gonna get punched a lot. Okay, bad example.
I hope he didn't lose a sweet tooth.
Let's see if he runs into any truffle on the big balls.
Don't make him run. His belly's full of chocolate. Oh, Willy Wonka, what a wipeout. He fudged that first step and went down.
Hot Toddy tried to cover those balls like they were maraschino cherries. And with a time of 4 minutes, 54 seconds, it's a bittersweet finish for the tale of Hot Toddy and the Wipeout Factory.
Up now is Winnipeg's dancing sensation, Corey Akasanya.
I'm the dance-off, pants-off king of the city. Who needs pants when you're young, fit, and fabulous like me?
Everyone does, Corey, especially when you're wearing purple and teal striped gitch.
Hey, he's got some good moves, JT. Come on, let's play.
That's enough. That's probably enough.
Hey, good stuff.
And keeping with the bad, tight, striped outfits, next up is Vancouver burlesque dancer Alana Baker.
Oh, Lord, are there any contestants left to keep their clothes on?
Now, how long have you been into burlesque?
I've done it for a few years. Just, you know, just something fun. Burlesque dancers, we don't take ourselves that seriously. It's not rocket surgery.
That's because nothing is rocket surgery, Alana. Let's hope she doesn't mess up the big balls like she does her expressions.
On to the first. Nice move so far. Ow! She really knows how to put on a show. Well, I mean, it's not rocket surgery.
Or brain science, for that matter.
Yeah, but that's an actual thing. All right, let's mosey on to country girl Callie Bonagovsky from Grand Prairie, Alberta.
Slap, slap. Save a horse, ride a big ball. Woo!
Not so fast. First, this down-home gal has to get down with the dirty balls. Oh!
Hey, Callie, come and get it.
I feel like you are not in a good way. There's a good way?
Country Callie about to mount up. Oh! Forget the horse. Save yourself, girl.
Hey, look, JT, a horseshoe.
Not so lucky for Callie.
Up next is this guy, monkey-loving jungle boy, Leo Lopez of Toronto.
Yeah, because of all the natural jungle-like vegetation there.
Hey, we've got parks.
First, I need to eat some banana. Power, banana power.
Yeah, banana power, that'll catch on. Whoa, makes it across the dirty balls. What was in that banana?
Well, potassium, fiber, vitamin C.
Yeah. Ask a stupid question.
Okay, will Banana Boy avoid getting bruised on the sucker punch? Whoa, he does! Who is this guy?
It's Leo Lopez. I just introduced him.
Touche. Certainly the big balls can slow him down.
This guy's making us look bad.
Holy moly, he's made it!
And he should have no problem swinging across the wall swing.
Yeah, well, the swinging's the easy part. Don't worry, Leo. You still did all right.
Certain contestants get a little overzealous at the idea of being on Wipeout Canada, like Jacinda Chow of Saskatoon.
Hi! I'm gonna take that sucker punch right in the kisser!
Hey, well, she asked for it. That's gotta hurt, but apparently it's not even the worst pain she's ever experienced.
I lit a rocket out of my butt. If you actually look, you can kind of see some burnt marks on my butt.
You lit a rocket out of your butt?
It hurt quite a bit. I couldn't sit for a couple of days afterwards.
Some people will do anything to get on this show.
Oh, wow!
Failure to launch over the big balls. Hey, maybe this is where that rocket would have come in handy.
It's not rocket surgery.
Actually, Alana, in this case, it would be. No. 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 Next up from the Mohawk Nation of Akwesasne, Ontario, is school principal Aranyas Hearn.
These big balls need some discipline. Woo!
Attention all students. Principal Hearn will not be making it in for the foreseeable future, but he's hoping to return after a couple of balls.
Yes, he's prepping for a big meeting with our board.
Oh!
Ooh, too bad the principal couldn't suspend himself there.
With a time of 2 minutes, 6 seconds, I don't think he'll need to be held back from the next round.
Woo! Wipeout!
Hi, my name's Jessica Ratcliffe. I'm from Coal Harbor, Nova Scotia.
Is that your real voice?
You don't find it sexy?
I just want to kick you in the face.
Oh!
That voice is unbearable.
Kinda familiar, though, don't you think?
Oh, boy!
I don't like her tone. Literally.
She makes a run for it. Oh! And the mouse goes for a swim.
4 big balls. 4 big balls. See how they run. See how they run. They all try to get to the sweep around, but when they all get there, they'll all fall down. There's no better obstacle we have found than 4 big balls.
Oh, no. What's happening down there?
What?
Down on the course, something's wrong. We've been warned about this. It's all happening.
What is that?
Oh, that, yeah. Well, you don't have one of these hazmat suits?
What? No?
Oh, that's no good, bud.
Oh, no.
No good at all.
Oh, no. Am I melting? Oh, someone tell my mother I love her. Oh, I think I just wet myself. Ah!
I'm just messing with you. I borrowed this from our final contestant, hazmat emergency response worker, Chris Nicholson.
That's not funny. So close to 2012. Mayan end of days, bro.
Okay, let's see if the Hazmaster can prevent a nasty spill on the big balls.
Oh! He causes himself an outbreak of pain. What a disaster.
But not a total disaster. With a time of 2 minutes flat, he'll be cleaning up more of his own mess in the next round.
Through all the fantastic follies and baffling blunders, it's really hard to pick just one that you think stands out.
But what can you say? It's tradition. And our Car Star Collision Center's Make It Unhappen move of the round. For this, we go back to down-home country girl Callie Bonagovsky, who cooked up a rather questionable strategy for the course.
Save a horse, ride a big ball. Woo!
We have no idea how this was supposed to save a horse, but we sure thank her for trying.
Let's be honest, she didn't have a prairie of moving on after that. See y'all later, Callie.
So the top 12 are set to be swept. They include sports legend in the making, the rookie Brian Guy, and his biggest fan by stereotype, cheerleader Sheena Hunt.
Dancing sensation, Dance Club Corey, and his partner in spandex, the happy-go-lucky, so far anyway, Spandy Andy.
Next up is the Motrin Sweep Around as our contestants continue their pursuit of the grand prize.
Will only the strong survive, or will the meek manage to peak?
Find out when we return on Wipeout Canada. Welcome back to Wipeout Canada. Okay, 12 contestants, 12 tiny pedestals, 1 large rotating arm, and 11 spectacular wipeouts.
Great list. What my co-host is trying to say is we're down to the final 12 contestants, and it's time for the Motrin Sweep Around.
I like the way I said it better.
Just trying to help, bud. It's a real mix of Davids and Goliaths out there. So who will reign supreme on the sweeper? Well, among those still battling are surprising upstarts, Little Mousy Wonder, Jessica Ratulus, and the man with all the right moves in all the wrong clothes, Dance Club Corey.
And not so surprisingly, sports legend in the making, the rookie Brian Guy. And of course, Spandy Andy.
Of course.
Yeah, hey, good things happen to good people.
Obviously, you haven't been paying attention to this. Our Motrin Sweep Around, which spares no one. Contestants will try to stay on their pedestals while the sweeper arm spins around with increasing speed and height. Today, we've also added this upper bar to form what we call the Crusher. so the space to jump through gets smaller and smaller. Seem cruel? Oh, it is.
The final 7 move on in the competition, but the last person left earns a bye straight through to the wipeout zone.
Sweeper, you're gonna be ancient history.
Spandy Andy's tight and bright. You ain't gonna extinguish this light.
Time to bring on the plane!
Prepare to be swept away by the Motrin sweep around.
We're underway. The first few contestants are over. So far, so good. And oh, dear.
Burlesque dancer Elena is the first to fall. Off like a tacky striped stocking in her lounge act, only way less seductive. Way funnier, though.
Of course it is. Back to the action. Not that action, please.
Hey, it's Spandy Andy, man. He's having fun.
Fun, not on my watch. Time to raise that arm.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Amazingly, all 11 contestants are still standing. Well, 10 standing, 1 mostly sitting.
And 1 falling. Mousy Jessica Ratulus absolutely smacks her face off that pedestal.
That was 12!
Sure was, Jessica. So that's 2 down, 10 remaining. Rocket Girl Jacinda falls, but manages to hold on. Close call.
After all she went through to get here, it really would be unfortunate for her to go out so soon.
Either that or funny in that tragic, funny kind
We can both be right. Okay. How about?
And just like that, Rocket Girl is down. Not so lucky this time around.
Jacinda looked pretty good after liftoff, but got blasted out of the air by the sweeper arm like it was a Scud missile or something.
And the platform went ballistic on her face on the way down.
Next 2 down are down for good.
Oh, Leo stumbles but climbs back up like a good little monkey.
That sweeper arm really moving now.
I like it all day long!
Whoa, whoa!
Down goes cheerleader Sheena and monkey boy Leo right behind.
First, the cheerleader gives herself an F-A-L-L and is O-U-T.
And it's 2 opposable thumbs down for monkey boy Leo as he plays a little follow the cheerleader back home to Toronto.
There's the horn to signal that we're down to 7 and they're all moving on. But who will get that free pass to the wipeout zone?
I don't know who. Oh, I see what you did there. Cheers.
The Magnificent 7 are Spandy Andy.
Woo! Yeah, baby!
The Hazmaster Chris, Scary Momster Vicky, Principal Hearn, the Rookie Brian Guy, Manitoba Jones, and Dance Club Corey.
Oh, Scary Momster Vicky comes down hard on that pedestal. Guess she decided to ground her own face.
Assuming her head's okay, Vicky and her huge muscles will get to continue to emasculate her male competitors in the next round. Oh, man!
Oh, right away, Manitoba Jones gets excavated off her platform. What an adventure!
Yeah, baby!
Okay, don't thrust yourself off the pedestal, Spandy, if that's your real name.
Just like that, we're down to 5. Correction, just like that, we're down to 4.
That's Hazmaster Chris Nicholson. The sweeper arm shows Chris the dangerous goods.
So there's 4 left. We've got a man in uniform, a man in too tight a uniform, a man in not enough uniform, and a man who will inspect your uniform.
The Crusher's closing up and getting ready to chomp its next victim.
Principal Hearn goes down. He just can't take charge of the sweeper.
True to form, the principal put most of his work in during the fall, but then takes off like it's summer vacation. Let's raise that arm 1 last time. Spandy Andy is off, spreading joy to his fellow competitors by losing. What a literal downer this guy turned out to be.
Well, we'll have to wait and see if he can turn that frown upside down when we turn his stomach inside out in the Dizzy Dummy.
Back to the action. Oh, and right away, Dance Club Corey falls. Couldn't stop himself from getting down, and that means the rookie Brian Guy is the winner of the Motrin Sweeper round.
This kid has really come a long way.
Ain't got nothing on this, baby!
That's kind of rubbing it in, isn't it?
Brian Guy won the Motrin sweep around, and you 6 are moving on to the Dizzy Dummy.
So with Brian through, these 6 will get sent for the Dizzy Dummy.
With 4 wise and worldly leaders trying to fend off, well, the men in tights for the shot at $50,000.
All that and more when we return on Wipeout Canada.
Welcome back to Wipeout Canada. So after 2 rounds and more wipeouts than you can shake a stick at, only 7 remain in contention for the $50,000 grand prize.
The rookie Brian Guy looked like a wily veteran in earning a victory in the sweeper round and that precious bye into the wipeout zone.
The final 3 spots are now up for grabs in the Dizzy Dummy with 6 hopefuls in the hunt. And they are the Hazmaster Chris, Principal Hearn, Scary Momster Vicky, Dance Club Corey, Manitoba Jones, and the always hopeful Spandy Andy. The Dizzy Dummy is made up of 3 rounds, each starting with a spin on the Dizzy Dummy itself, followed by a race across an obstacle.
Today we've got the crazy beams, then the big donuts, and then the crazy beams one more time. The first person across in each round earns a spot in the finals.
Jessica, take it away.
It's Dizzy Dummy time.
We've got 3rd down and goal to go.
Let's do this.
Let's do this indeed. This, of course, refers to spinning the contestants around like crazy until they cry, or vomit.
Oh my God!
Or pray.
Remember, kids, don't try this at home, but if you're going to, make sure you bring a bucket.
I got it. Standing tight and dry, baby.
Tight and bright's a given with Spandy Andy, but standing? Let's take care of that at once. Let 'em loose. Manitoba Jones is out first towards the crazy beams. The Hazmaster looks like he inhaled some fumes. Manitoba raids the first beam. Spandy Andy right beside her.
Scary Momster jumps onto nothing to embarrass her kids some more.
Principal Hearn doles out some punishment to Spandy Andy, but doesn't have the discipline to stay on.
Spandy Andy rises above it, holding on as tight as his spandex holds onto him.
Corey now getting ready to get his groove on. Andy's onto the first beam. Oh! Run first. Oh! Corey's not used to these beams, only the laser ones, I guess, but he's still hip-hopping forward.
Can he do it? Yes, he can! Dance Club Corey will not feel the beats courtesy of the crazy beams, and he busts a move into the wipeout zone. Now let's see what's behind spin number 2. Spandy Andy putting on a brave face.
Brave isn't the word I'd use necessarily, and we go back the other way.
Don't get dizzy. Be happy, folks.
Tell that to Principal Hearn. Looks like he's about to expel his lunch.
Once again, Manitoba Jones leading the pack toward the big donut.
Once again, she's on first. And once again, Scary Momster Vicky jumps where there's nothing to really hang on to.
Meanwhile, it's a real jelly of a jam on that first donut.
Don't be greedy, kids. There are plenty of donuts to go around.
Manitoba Jones digs herself out, but can't discover that second donut.
The Hazmaster follows suit, as does Scary Momster Vicky and Spandy Andy, and finally Principal Hearn. The donuts are anything but a treat so far.
The Hazmaster takes a running start, and way too much speed, bro.
Think of all people, the Hazmaster would have noticed the slippery when wet conditions out there.
Spandy Andy up for another attempt, and he's the first to make it onto that second donut. He doesn't stay down for long, back to his feet, and on to the last one.
He jumps right away. So close. Wow. But he slips between the cracks, just like his unnecessarily tight bodysuit. This is proving to not be as easy as it looks, Ennis. The donuts are extremely slippery, and contestants are trying everything to get from one donut to the next, but just can't seem to figure it out.
They do seem crueler today, don't they? Back to the action. The Hazmaster's containing himself on the second donut. Oh, Spandy Andy takes him out.
Showing his true colors out there a little bit.
Principal Hearn doesn't hold himself back, but hey, every principal has his vice. Spandy Andy trying to re-energize himself here.
I think he owes the air around him an apology.
He's off and makes it onto the second donut again.
Look out, Scary Momster's chasing him down like he just bullied one of her kids, and she's aboard.
Let's share a moment together.
There's the real Spandy Andy.
Can we muscle our way through it?
This is beautiful, JT.
I think we can do it.
Beautifully deceptive. Ennis, he tricked her. Is Spandy Andy really a wolf in sheep's clothing? Tight, bright, unsightly sheep's clothing?
Definitely revealing his dark side on the donuts.
Please, no more revealing.
Now onto the last donut. This time, will he make it? He does! Spandy Andy is through to the wipeout zone.
It's not how you win or lose, but how you play the game. Dirty.
Andy just went to put on some dry spandex. One spot left. Let's find out who's going to the wipeout zone.
Here we go again.
Scary Momster Vicky doesn't seem so enthused.
Principal Hearn doesn't seem so healthy.
Oh, Lord, call the school nurse, please.
Looks like the principal is taking us some barfticle. Meanwhile, the Hazmaster out in front, continuing to be hazardous to his own materials on those beams.
And same thing onto the second. Why does he keep doing that?
Oh!
Manitoba Jones buries herself on a beam.
My goodness, Ennis, how much more of that can this guy take? He could make his own line of motivational posters.
Look at the agony on his face. You call that motivating?
Principal Hearn finally makes attendance.
But is he too late? Chris is up and dives to the finish platform, attaches himself like a virus, and he's through!
Hazmaster recovers from a run contaminated by painful groin shots to isolate a spot in the wipeout zone.
Yeah! Wipeout, baby! Yes!
So the Final Four is set, and we'll separate the men from the boys in the wipeout zone. Although we could also separate the men from the boys by doing this.
But before we go to break, let's take a moment to celebrate all the wipeouts our contestants so generously provided, and choose one as our Motrin wickedest wipeout so far.
For this, we'll take you back to the sweeper round, where vicious faceplants seem to be the theme of the day.
Indeed.
But it was archaeologist Manitoba Jones's trek that is our most treasured find. See, Holly couldn't preserve herself from the sweeper arm as it excavated her from her platform, and the rest, as they say, is ancient history.
Thanks, Holly. Now go play in the dirt.
Stay tuned. It's the Wipeout Zone, or a bad Halloween party, after the break here on Wipeout Canada. Welcome back to Wipeout Canada, where after 4 grueling rounds, only 4 battle-tested contestants remain.
Among the finalists are glaring frontrunners, one who conquers danger on a daily basis in Hazmaster Chris Nicholson, and he who conquered the sweeper, the well-rested rookie Brian Guy.
And the improbable way too tight and way too bright duo of Dance Club Corey and Spandy Andy. Now, this is where it gets even more interesting.
Impossible!
Think so? Well, listen to this. In order to earn the grand prize of $50,000, contestants must post the fastest time on the Wipeout Zone.
Yeah, that does make it sound more interesting for sure. Don't I feel like a horse's patoot?
And now it gets even more interesting.
Impossible!
Because it's time to introduce what they're up against in the Wipeout Zone.
Right, I gotta stop doing that.
Contestants will start on the killer surf, rocketing down a giant slide on a little girl's surfboard. From there, they proceed to the barrel run, dodging giant kegs of pain on their way to the water wall.
Here, a freezing curtain of water will pound down on them as they carefully climb across the razor-thin ledge.
Next, they'll dive recklessly onto the sponge towel spinner and fight for balance to advance to the devilishly simple roller.
The launch pads will blast them to the finishing platform, where they'll hit the big red button to lock in their time.
Now, here's where it gets more interesting yet again.
Impossible!
It's time for our first contestant.
Darn it!
The cheer-spreading, pelvis-thrusting sensation, Spandy Andy from Vancouver.
Spandy Andy puts the mint into entertainment, and that's fresh.
Spandy Andy proved that even a social outcast can spread positivity through dance, funny faces, and huge big ball wipeouts.
His glass was half emptied by the sweeper, but he showed that with a little hard work and a little dirty play, anyone can succeed in the dizzy dummy. Now, can he spread happiness to himself by taking home the 50 G's?
Spandex for life.
Tell me he won't still be wearing that stuff when he's an old man.
For sploosh, that's a new motto for Andy. You know, I like it.
Spandy Andy taking on the barrels now. His boundless energy serving him well as he springs over all 4 barrels.
Andy be nimble, Andy be quick. Andy jumped over those barrels. Sick.
I love that nursery rhyme.
Now onto the water wall. He'll need excellent balance for this.
Which might be tricky for someone as unbalanced as Spandy Andy.
JT, focus. A little positivity, please.
Okay, thank God he's got something under those see-through yellow shorts.
Better.
Spandy Andy at the sponge towel spinner. Andy lands it. But it'll take more than believing in yourself to get off this safely.
He leaps. Oh, he jumped just a little late and smashed into that exit platform.
Spandy Andy's optimism will be tested here. It's a long swim back, and the clock keeps ticking.
Back at the sponge towel spinner. Remember, if at first you don't succeed,
fall again.
But he does it. Spandy Andy almost slips off, but is clinging to a roll. And he's dragging himself back up. This is what I call putting a positive spin on things. He jumps and lands on his feet. Things are looking up, straight onto the roller.
He sets off on the roller, and that that had to hurt.
The roller hit him right in the thruster. That'll dampen anyone's spirit, not to mention their body.
All these falls starting to take their toll on his time.
But Spandy Andy and his can-do attitude glides past the roller with only the launch pads to go.
Spandy Andy's got to be careful. He has a history of misjudging the elasticity of things.
He's landed on the first, jumped to the second, and pulls himself up.
He takes that last little jump and stops the clock at 6 minutes and 3 seconds. It's spandemonium out there, but that's not really a good time.
And I'm trying to stay positive here, but that time sucks. Way to get our hopes up, Spandy.
The first to challenge Spandy's not-so-tight time is this man of the little cloth, Winnipeg's Corey Akasanya. The dance-crazed competitor picked the wrong dance partner on the sucker punch. Met our very own bouncers on the big balls and got clubbed by the sweeper arm.
But it was all rave reviews on the Dizzy Dummy, where Corey bumped and grinded his way into the wipeout zone.
So, can Dance Club Corey win the 50 thou and buy some clothes that fit? If not, I'm gonna lend him the money.
I'm gonna fly through this wipeout zone. That these pants are gonna be coming off, and I'm gonna be fabulous. See you at the end.
Good luck, Corey. Keep those pants off.
Dance Club Corey gets down on the killer surf. I wonder if Corey screams like that when the DJ shouts, "Make some noise!"
Heading up the barrel run must be tough for him.
Because of the ramp and barrels?
No, having to jump around with pants on for once.
Of course. But he hops those barrels like they're nightclubs and he's on the water wall. Or is he? Yep, now he is. Looking kind of out of his element up there.
You know, I'm surprised. It's dark, there's loud music, flashing lights, fireworks. It's like Club Wipeout, bro.
Seems to be moving pretty slow across that wall.
A little slip up.
Interesting. Spandy Andy suddenly isn't into motivating people when there's money on the line. Meanwhile, 1 million years later, Dance Club Corey's finally past the wall and now at the sponge towel spinner. How do you think he'll do here, Ennis?
I think he should be fine. This is like navigating a crowded dance floor, but without the hotties.
He's on. It spins him right round, baby, right round. Like a record, baby, right round, round, round.
Man, I love that song.
What song?
Corey jumps and lands on the exit platform, showing he's got the moves even when he's not drinking $15 cocktails.
At the roller with lots of time to spare, I bet Andy's shaking in his spandies.
Corey starts across. Oh, it just wasn't his jam, and he's got to climb back up and try it again.
He was so close to the next obstacle, but the roller cut in. Back up and... What's this? On his hands and knees like he dropped his glow stick on the dance floor.
I think he might get a time penalty for that.
Jess is right. It's a little-known rule, but there is a 10-second penalty for crawling across the roller.
There's usually a toilet at the end after a crawl like this for Corey.
And Corey's down to the first launch pad, jumps to the second.
He pulls himself up. Look at him go.
He takes one last leap and stops the clock, and he has done it. Corey takes the lead with a time of 3 minutes and 14 seconds. And that means, sadly, we have to say goodbye to Spandy Andy, showing the world, in fact, you can't accomplish anything.
So long, Spandy Andy. It's been dandy.
Again, I'm fabulous. Now, positive!
But it's not time to celebrate just yet for Corey. Two extremely tough challengers remain in the Hazmaster Chris and the rookie Brian Guy.
Can either of them knock unlikely leader Dance Club Corey off his stride? They better. I mean, who wants to lose to that guy?
Find out when we come back with the exciting conclusion of the Wipeout Zone right here on Wipeout Canada.
Welcome back to Wipeout Canada. Before the break, we watched Dance Club Corey drop the beat down on Spandy Andy, taking over first place.
Will Corey's unexpected long run in unattractive short shorts end with $50,000? With only 2 challengers remaining, we're about to find out.
First up, the man in the hazmat suit, Chris Nicholson from Port Moody, BC.
The Hazmaster had a bit of a meltdown on the qualifier, was left fuming by the sweeper arm, and despite a slippery and unnecessarily painful dizzy dummy, Chris cleaned up enough to power plant himself in the Wipeout Zone.
Yeah, baby. Gonna win it, taking it to the Wipeout Zone.
And he starts his run. Whoa!
The Hazmaster gets thrown into our own giant eye washing station. Yet another bad spill for the Hazmaster. Now to the barrel run.
For his comfort, we filled those drums with mustard gas.
We have?
Well, I have.
Oh, man!
And Chris gets neutralized by the third barrel.
He slowly climbs the last barrel. And he's onto the water wall. It's not an emergency yet. Remember, the time to beat is 3 minutes, 14 seconds.
The Hazmaster now entering our very own decontamination shower.
Look at him cling to that wall like a chiral molecule to a tetrahedral phosphorus center and sarin gas.
Translation for those who aren't huge nerds, he's holding on pretty tight. And he's across.
That wall is difficult.
Next up, the sponge towel spinner. And he's on, like a test tube in a centrifuge now.
Taking his time. Has he been quarantined up there or something?
Probably just doesn't want to do anything rash. And so much for that. He's down.
Poor timing in a weak jump, and he is in the H2O. That will definitely corrode his good time.
After the long swim back, the Hazmaster must face the sponge towel spinner once more. This obstacle has been poisonous for our competitors so far.
He leaps on and stays on his feet. A little wobbly. Jumps.
Oh, he made it there.
He's on.
Yes.
Chris takes a breath and goes. And he's across, showing just enough pH balance to get through on the first try.
But time is ticking away. He'll need a clean run through the launch pads now to take over top spot. Down to the first, and he's off.
Looks like Chris has met his match here in the Wipeout zone. And there's the horn to make it official. The Hazmaster with an outbreak of disappointment as his run on Wipeout Canada comes to an end.
It's not the end of the world, Chris, but when it is, I'm sure you'll be ready for it. So incredibly, it's Dance Club Corey holding onto the lead and is one bad run from a good contestant away from taking home the top prize.
And said good contestant is perennial favorite from North Bay, Ontario, the rookie, Brian Guy.
A 110% effort couldn't stop the rookie from some lowlights in the qualifier. But Brian stepped up and by gum stayed up in the sweeper, proving everyone who didn't believe him wrong by advancing straight into the Wipeout zone, lickety-split.
Brian Guy, are you going to be the winner tonight?
Well, I sure hope so. Let me tell you, my luck sucks, so if I win, it's all skill.
Boy, I tell you, those interview skills are really coming along.
So will Brian's skill turn the rookie into a Wipeout Canada legend, or will his luck continue to suck in handing the victory to a dancer in purple underpants? Let's find out. And we are underway. An awkward backward landing here, bit of a rough start.
That's an important safety tip to remember. When sliding from great heights, do not lead with your head and neck.
Now the rookie hoping to dodge some tackles on the barrel run.
Takes the first one running and just keeps on ticking like a watch or clock. He hurdled them all in only 20 seconds.
Now about to be inducted into our water wall of fame. A very impressive start for our rookie, Ennis. I just sincerely hope the pressure doesn't get to him.
Well, I hope the fact we keep mentioning the pressure he's under doesn't add even more pressure. Now at the sponge towel, waiting for Coach to send in the call, except there is no coach, so he's simply waiting.
He's on and looking for the exit platform. This is one time you do not want to go long. Oh, he's down. Fails to make the conversion.
At the spinner for his second attempt, time ticking away.
And he's on. Juking and deking his way through the gauntlet of towels. You know, this brings me back to my days playing football. And he lands the jump.
Why, I didn't know you played football, JT.
Well, I did until my game controller broke.
At the roller now with about a minute to spare. He sets off, slips, scrambles. Oh, free lunch on Sunday. He's in the water again. Johnathan?
More of a water boy than an athlete at this point, Ennis.
Time's starting to get a little tighter here. Up for his second attempt at the roller.
And he's passed. Dives off and bounces straight to the second launch pad.
There is just no quit in this kid, JT. He takes the final jump and stops the clock like a Hail Mary in the dying seconds of a football game.
Too close to call from up here in our broadcast booth, Ennis. Let's head down course side for the results.
The winner of this episode of Wipeout Canada is Brian.
So the rookie, Brian Guy, is our winner. Oh, the human drama of athletic competition.
Brian, you won $50,000. Yeah.
This is the last bit of energy.
Happy beat. You won $50,000, buddy.
He showed up at crunch time, dug deep when the chips were down, took it one play at a time, and many other cliches too numerous to mention to become Wipeout Canada champion.
So that'll do it for us. For Ennis, Esmer, and Jessica Phillips, I'm Johnathan Torrens. Tune in for another glimpse into the wide world of Wipeouts next time, right here on Wipeout Canada.